All right. So the kvCORE search alert, it's very vague as far as setting it up. Beds, bath. I mean, this is kind of my only options, and that's really it. I don't have an MLS pulled up, and David, maybe you can unmute, because just someone in the room could probably help me.
Yep.
Is there anyone here who's would like to put a client they're working with on a search alert, but they don't know how to do it? Like, is there anyone here who's tried to do that, but they didn't know how to find something specific to pull?
All right, Elena. Elena said yes.
All right.
Let's just say in Youngsville, I'm looking for RV storage.
RV storage. Okay. Now, again, I don't have an MLS pulled up. Can someone in the room pull up their MLS and go to like a property search, like you're setting one up? And
So you might know how to do that on MLS, guys?
Do like create a property search?
Yes.
Yes.
because what I want to know is what is the category that the RV storage is under on your MLS search? You kind of see like these are categories, and then you have these options under your category.
It's under other structures.
Other structures. Okay, so now watch. At the bottom of your search alert, if you are not seeing the feature you're trying to add to it, you need to go to keywords, and then you said other structures. So let's do other. Now, do you see how that's already auto-populating? If I click it, I click this on the right. This is now my drop down. That's like all of these options right here under the categories. So I could just type in RV, and here's our RV storage. Or I guess, what does it say RV storage on your MLS?
Yeah, it says RV boat storage. Yeah, it is. Yeah. You can try parking too.
Oh, over here for keywords. Yeah, so we can go parking, and then let's see if it populates. You see how it's auto-populating. Maybe RV again. So RV access.
Close enough.
Well, I mean, you want to find that category because I helped a few other agents in Lafayette with this last week, and it helped them tremendously because they're trying to do everything from kvCORE. They're already sending out newsletters, emails, texts. They're doing a lot of things from here, and they hated going to the MLS to check in with the searches.
Yeah.
So I know what I'm showing you right now, it's not the cleanest way. I mean, yes, you technically would need to have your MLS pulled up at the same time you're doing the kvCORE search alert because you probably need to know what that category is, right? Like when she was saying other structure or parking in order to pull this. However, if you did do this and you added a few of these extra features, you can start tracking everything that they're looking at from your kvCORE. It's just like your MLS, except you're now not in two different places.
Still, it's so convenient because I run into that issue. I feel like all the time. Same.
Even if this,
I didn't realize you had the keyword there first.
even if this took you 5 extra minutes because you had to get your MLS pulled up, like you got another tab right here, and yes, you had to find the categories, I would say that's well worth the extra couple minutes so you could start tracking all your clients and seeing what they're doing and what they're clicking on and what they're opening. And if you want some of the AI to work, you can have certain messages go out when they save a property. I mean, there's things you can start leveraging if you use the search alerts in kvCORE.
Well, how do you do the AI messages?
All right. That's behavioral automation over here. So let me go. Gosh, I wish you guys had Boldtrail. You still got kvCORE. One second.
kvCORE is shifting over to Boldtrail, so we're all going to have that. If y'all,
we're not gonna have kvCORE anymore.
it's going to be kvCORE, but it's going to be they're rebranding it as Boldtrail.
Yeah, it's going to be very similar. It just looks a little bit different.
I have to learn all the new stuff again.
No, you're not.
All right, so what I'm talking about on the left over here, if you go to marketing, you'll see behavioral automation.
This is important, guys.
This is up to you how you want to use it. If you have clients and you're using the client status, because what these are the statuses on a lead. And what you're telling kvCORE is if one of these statuses triggers a behavior, read a couple of these and you'll get what I mean by behavior. These people are doing something on your website, then you can have these automated emails and texts go out. So for example, the favoriting a property, if I had my client turned on and that lead was a client, let's see what text they would have got if they favorited a property. I mean, would that be kind of nice if that went out, if you were working a Zillow lead or something and maybe they're an active lead or a client. You see these statuses? I mean, maybe you do this. You have 4 statuses turned on. So if they trigger these behaviors, you have texts and emails that go out.
Think about that, guys. Like, he just clicked on the lead viewed 5 properties in the last 24 hours. So if they're on your website and they search 5 properties in 24 hours, they get an email or text. If they're on your website and they favored a part, they put it as a heart, they're getting an email or a text. If they view properties, any property they viewed 3 times, like they keep going back to the same property and looking at it over and over and over again. If they go back 3 times and look at it, they're getting an email or a text. And you guys have this set up, but you can adjust it for however you want for particular people.
Yeah, like if you read this one and you go, I don't want that to go to my clients, but I want client turned on because I like the favoriting a property. So if I do have a client status, I do want that to go out. Well, you can turn off some of these if you don't like the message. Like, okay, I don't want that behavior to trigger. I don't want that one. I do like this one that goes out. That could work for all my statuses. I got turned on. This one too. Maybe I like this one. It works for my statuses. So, I mean, kind of up to you. Pick and choose this. Even if you wanted to do something like this. Look what I just did. It's anybody who's an active lead or client. And really, you just care about favoriting a property because you don't want to confuse them. Maybe you're working the person. Maybe you're going and showing homes already. So wouldn't be a bad idea to know that any active lead or client would get this text message and this email if they favored a property.
Imagine that, guys. You have a client, you're sending out the automated properties to them. So you say, hey, guys, I'm going to send you a bunch of properties. We can't bring the criteria down to perfectly what you're looking for. We can't tell if it's got a fence or not, right? But we're going to send you properties through automation, through email to make sure that you see everything that's on the market. Now I'm going to send some properties to you personally through text message, and those are going to be split. I'm not going to send you a property that doesn't have a fence. I know it's what you're looking for. So if I personally send you a property through text message, that should be what you're looking for. But I want to make sure that you're seeing everything and nothing slips through the cracks. So I'm going to put you on an automation. It's going to be more generalized. But imagine you did that for your client, and then your client starts favoring some of those properties. So say that there's one that went through and they favored it, you're texting them automated. Hey, Rachel, this is David. I saw you favorited this property. You want to go take a look. They think that you're sending that message yourself personally. You're watching what they're doing on your websites automated. So in all these things that set the behavioral alerts, you guys have those going out all the time. Y'all might not realize it right now. And so they go out, but we just want somebody to respond. When they respond to that, that's on y'all. It's game time.
Look,
they're going out. But if they respond to that automated message that y'all sent, y'all got to manually pick that up and get face to face.
This would be an example of that automation working. So you're looking at a Zillow lead from 2 years ago, but they were active 10 hours ago. And what they did was they saved this property because they're on search alerts. So here's the search alert on March 26th that went out. They opened it. Then they're on the website. They looked at 2 homes right here, but they favorited this one. And I can even see that they favored it from a desktop. You might see that 2 and that 0. It's telling you what they're looking at it from, what device. And look at the behavioral automation. So the email went out and it's telling them about how they favorited that property. And hey, I mean, is there any extra information that you need? You saw the text message that will go out too. Is the morning or afternoon better for them? This is a lead from 2 years ago who's still getting search alerts from David. And even they might think this is somewhat personalized because they really did favorite it. And that's the behavioral automation over here. So for example, what I have set up right now, this would trigger what happened to this lead over here, because look at the status. They are an active lead. Let me go to behavioral automation. Well, that's an active lead. I got that turned on. So that means if there's anyone that's an active lead that does this, then they're going to get this, because this is the only one I have turned on. Remember, use this how you want. Maybe you keep all this stuff turned on. I would go through each one of these, read them, see if you like it.
All right, can you pause for 1 second, Brandon?
Yeah.
Okay, so who here can explain back what Brandon just said and tell me what the next steps for this specific lead should be? Who can do that? Repeat back what Brandon just said about the behavioral alerts in a way that everybody can understand. And what would be the next steps if this was your lead?
Go for it, Tony.
Anybody feels comfortable?
I don't know. I couldn't say it.
So kvCORE is going to send you a text message saying contact, favorite, or hard lead, message, lead, not message. Lead was message. You're going to look for the response. If they do respond back saying, yes, I do like the property, I'm calling them immediately. Mm-hmm. Right? And then the conversation is going to go to, hey, let's get together. Let's see the property. I'll go ahead and schedule it right now. I have this time available, this time available. Which one works best for you? Great. I'll schedule it. You'll get a confirmation text from right behind that. And just try to get back in front of them or in front of them for the first time.
All right, sweet, perfect. So, Brandon, do you mind transferring that lead to Tony?
Yeah, I'll definitely transfer it. Yeah, but that was pretty spot on, Tony. It's almost, think of it as, I don't want to say AI because it's not necessarily talking back and forth. It's it's like an automated assistant that's set up for you to follow up with some of these people. But you got to have it turned on. I mean, we got this recorded, so even if you're watching it, I'll just pause, look at how I have it set up right now, and this isn't a bad one. I'll transfer it real quick, but let me just explain this, David, because the reason why I would have it set up like this, if you do have a client or an active lead, I don't know how you guys are using your statuses. I'm big on definitions. Like, you should have a definition for client. You should have a definition for active lead. You might not want someone you're showing homes to and you already know what they're looking for to get this. Read this message. I was curious. Are you still casually browsing for the few? So reading that, that would trigger if you had an active lead or if you had a client even, that would go out to them. And that might not make sense, right? So that's why I was saying go through these, read the behavior, and then read the message going out, because some of these you might not want turned on. If you're really using search alerts for your clients, I personally would probably have it set up like this. Maybe you have, which one was it? Maybe you have this one turned on too, right here. So I guess if you're looking at it, this ain't a bad one. Active lead, client, and if they're doing anything on the website with these 2 behaviors, they're going to get a follow-up from you. And this one that we're showing that I'm going to transfer to Tony is a prime example. I mean, 2 years ago, you can see David or maybe another agent left this note. This was in 2023, July. They said they couldn't do anything till next summer, and they're still looking at search alerts and they're still favoriting properties. All right. Unable to transfer pond contacts to agents that are members of the pond. Interesting. Is this lead in the pond? I don't see that. Here, I'll
Yeah,
just
so Brand, just go. It is a pond lead. If you on the left side, if you scroll down the blue button, assign contact. I think you can assign it to Tony from the pond on the left side.
oh, over here.
Yeah.
Well,
See
I
the
just
blue button?
oh, from this one. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So it makes you do that from ponds or huh?
Yeah, because it's in the pond.
Got
So
it.
guys, can you imagine that? There's somebody looking at $400,000 houses in the pond that's favoring properties on our website. I mean, it blows my mind that you guys aren't in a pond every day. That's like a $12,000 commission.
And you know what's even crazier about this lead and why automation is just something. I mean, this is actually really crazy what I'm showing y'all. Since October of last year, and I could probably keep going back, like they're not opening anything. Happy Halloween's going out, newsletters are going out, search alerts going out. And I don't know why. I'm not in everyone's brain and I don't know how they operate and think. But lo and behold, on March 26th, they freaking open it out of nowhere. And then they also save a property after viewing a couple. It's just why you want to have people on automation and drip campaigns, and you just never know. You never know.
Man, I constantly get people, I say constantly, I did a handful of deals last year, and people like, hey, I know you've been reaching out. I'm sorry I haven't responded. Thank you for all the email and text messages, but I'm ready now. And I have no idea who this person is, and I don't know if I've ever even spoke to them, but kvCORE has kept up with them and made it sound like I'm just a super responsive follower.
Isn't that nice?
I just had somebody call the smart number. It's like, I'm looking for properties and I want you to help me. Never spoken to the person before. And they're like, oh yeah, somewhere between Jennings and Kaplan, I want to buy a house. And Nick is actively showing that they showed him 8 houses over the weekend, right? They're a cash buyer.
Yesterday, yeah.
Cash buyer, they're coming. So that was somebody they called in off the smart number because the automation and the property searches and the emails like kept pounding away at them forever. Now they're ready now. That's the thing. Like most people are not ready. What percentage of buyers are ready, willing, and able right now in the marketplace? 4%. That means 96% of the people that are just browsing or whatever they're doing, they're not ready yet. We have to be in front of them when they are ready. Now, can we create a sense of urgency and get them ready earlier by being more, consistent with our follow-up? Yes, 100%. But this automation's here as a backup plan to make sure that we're still top of mind whenever they are ready. That guy's buying a house right here for sure. Landon Stelly.
I'll go back to this lead though.
He's under contract on a house
There you go.
right now.
I would point this out.
On kvCORE, it doesn't say that he's under contract.
Well, then
It shows that he's actively.
that's an error because on my case.
Oh no, this is a different person.
Different than the
No, a different Hasham. Sorry, Brand.
No, I was just gonna say my advice on this. Like the last 5 years, I have came across a lot of agents, realtors, teams, and there's a mixture. I come across a lot of people who are hesitant on the whole unsubscribe and getting unsubscribed and what is too much, sending someone's like too many emails. What I'm showing you, I'm not telling you you should do this with every single person in your database. Send them an email every day. However, search alerts, I've seen a lot of search alerts that will be on leads where they are going out every day or every week or multiple times every week for years. And you'll see people opening it, going to the website. I mean, even this person, they have been on this for 2 years. If I really wanted to and scroll down and hit load, I could show you 2 years of emails going out. And he never unsubscribed. Now, this isn't for everyone. But what I'm getting at is, don't be afraid to send people stuff. Like, don't be afraid to put people on search alerts and send them newsletters and try out drip campaigns to follow up with them. Unsubscribing is part of the game. You're in a lifetime subscriber industry. Anyone out there who is in that type of industry gets unsubscribes, but you got to be sending stuff out. So don't be afraid if you feel like you're sending too many emails, like I always feel like people aren't sending enough, to be honest with you.
Hey, Brandon.
Yeah.
I'm not great at this. I wish I was better, but I'm not. But what I'll do is if I happen to see it and I'm in a position to, I get that unsubscribe message, I'll call them and say, hey, Jackie, I just saw you unsubscribe from my email or my text messages. A lot of times people think that those things are robots. Is it that you don't want to get the information anymore? You want me to slow down the amount of messages? How can I help? And like, oh, no, I thought it was a robot. I'm sorry. Can you resubscribe? Yeah, I got it. And more often than not, they'll ask to be resubscribed. And then it's another touch point as well.
I mean, what Tony just said is huge because, yeah, that's one thing it's tough with a lot of CRMs. When someone says unsubscribe, maybe they're wanting to unsubscribe from that specific drip campaign that went out. Or maybe they unsubscribe because, look, here, someone favorited a property. So there's that behavioral automation we went over earlier. Here's a text message going out. What if that was like an accident or it wasn't supposed to, and they hit unsubscribe and they're really trying to unsubscribe from these like search alerts because they don't want them anymore. What he just said, that's huge. I mean, if you do have the time, and maybe it is for like clients or people that you're following up with, maybe not just for anyone that unsubscribes from you. But yeah, that's huge to follow up because you don't know why someone unsubscribed. Maybe they just don't want your newsletter every month. Maybe they just don't want your follow-up campaign. Maybe they just don't want you to send them something because they're on the website.
So you guys see where Brandon is, where that behavioral alert went out? See where it said the red text bubble? And there's a black arrow next to that. Y'all see that? That black arrow saying it's going out or coming in. So that means that went out. If the arrow was facing the other way, it'd be a text message that they sent to you.
And it'll say received as well. So it should say sent for you or received.
And so that's just a straight behavioral alert, guys. See it below that? They clicked on and saved that property.
Look at the time.
And then that behavioral alert went out.
The exact.
So can you scroll down on the left a little bit, Brandon? Whose lead is this?
Tori.
Yep. So y'all think that's a solid lead, guys? They just favorited this property. That's like a $300,000 house.
The year-old lead. And when I start scrolling, something for you guys to look at how I would. Every time you see a property show up, you see how I scroll property. When you see a property, that means they're on the website. And this person's doing quite a bit when they keep coming. I mean, they're looking at multiple properties. You can see they looked at this one on the left 5 times on the desktop so far. They're saving more properties. See how that text message is still going out. They're looking at 4 properties from the search alert right here. Now, if you were
guys, if you think like big picture, like we're at EXP, and this is one of the advantages we get with the tech. We're at a tech company that sells real estate, essentially. So you can imagine if we tap into this. Think about like just mine. It's been set up for years and years and years, and I've been watching all these things and knowing when to reach out to people and seeing their web searches and sending out behavioral alerts whenever they favorite properties. And if I'm on top of that and I see all that going on, how big of an advantage do I have over all the agents? Like, what agents are doing this?
Nobody.
And so every consumer knows an average of 10 real estate agents. So if they're in my database, chances are it's me and 9 others. Do you think the 9 others know what they're looking at the website? You think the 9 others are sending them emails every single day? You think the 9 others, if they like a property on their website, are sending them an automated text message? So I know who to talk to and when to talk to them and what to talk to them about, because I'm in my CRM. And this team, every single member on this team has access to all this stuff. Like it's imperative to take advantage of that. You know, a lot of people ask me like how I ended up selling so many houses. A lot of times it's because I just won the web traffic battle with the other agents. They didn't have websites. They weren't sending them to their websites. And people ended up texting me or calling me off of automated messages that I sent to them that I didn't even know were sent. And so whenever I sent the automation out and they responded to it, essentially all they did was raise their hand and say, I'm ready. So I knew they were ready. And then the other 9 agents had no idea that they're even looking for houses. And they probably knew me least out of all the agents, other than the fact that I say top of mind with all these emails and property searches. And I basically like forced my way into their brain. Sorry, Brandon, go ahead.
No, what Tony said too was earlier. I know I don't have an example to show y'all what it looks like, but everybody should have the app on their phone. You should download the app. You should log in, be logged into it, because for the behaviors that you have turned on, right, whichever ones you decide, when that triggers, you get a notification. So yes, the texts and emails that we've been looking at, like this, that's going to go out to the lead. But you, the agent, your phone's going to bing. And Tony, I don't know, maybe if you can explain it to them later or something, but if you have the app, it's just like a notification on your phone, how it pops up at the top. It's going to say whatever the behavior is. So if a lead favorited a property, your app will bing on your phone. It will say a lead has favorited your property. If you tap that, it would bring you right to the lead that favorited the property, where you see your text and everything that went out and what they were looking at in that moment.
Guys, y'all understand what he's saying?
Yes.
This is how you sell real estate in 2025. Like whatever they were teaching at other traditional brokerages is like how they did real estate in the 80s still. It's 2025. If you don't have the app on your phone, you're losing. If you're not getting the push notifications on your phone, you're losing. So anytime that one of these behavioral, if y'all understand correctly what he's saying, guys, you have the app on your phone. Whenever one of these behavioral alerts gets triggered because of their web activity, that app is going to send you a push notification. And that push notification is going to tell you what you do. He just said if you click on that,
I mean, it brings you right to the lead. I mean, it brings you to their profile. You would see like the text. You would see all this in front of you if you tapped it.
So think about it, guys. This is my life in real estate. I'm pumping gas. I get a push notification on my phone saying somebody's looked at a property 75 times on my website. And I just click on it and I call them. Hey, I don't know what city this property's in or anything about it, but do you want to go take a look? I'm free in like 45 minutes. Yeah, let's do it. Pre-approval, offer, contract. That's been real estate for me for the last 5 years.
What about getting those text messages?
But what we can't do, we can't get the push notification and be like, oh man, I don't know if I should reach out to them. I don't want to aggravate them. Or man, I'm just going to do that later. Everything is about speed to lead. Everything is about ease and convenience in the society that we live in. And if they click on that property 100 times, if you don't call them as soon as you get that push notification, they're going to be shopping for cars in like 3 minutes. They're going to forget that they even clicked on anything. Like that's your opportunity. Within the first 30 seconds is the highest probability. If you go 5 minutes, why does Zillow win? They click on a property and they're on the phone with an agent almost immediately. If you go more than 5 minutes from the time that lead comes in or whenever they hit one of those behavioral alerts, they're gone. The probability drops dramatically. So you have 30 seconds, the highest probability. If you go past 5 minutes, you've gone back to nurture. Like you got a lead that you've been nurturing, then it just got hot right here, right now, and you got less than 5 minutes. If that time goes by, then they're right back where they started in your database. You're hoping for the best in you. Make sense?
And what I'm about to show, this will just be the last thing on it all, the search alerts and behavior automations, but might be a little advanced. But anyone who's following along with this, let's say you do have a client, the status client. And let's say you have some clients, you do want like the texts and emails to go out for whatever behaviors you decide. But what if there's other clients where you don't want this to go out? You are able to go to more actions on any of the leads. And you can turn off the behavioral alerts for that specific lead if you wanted to. Again, that might be a little advanced, but if you really start using these, this isn't as dynamic as you think. Like, I really wish we could do a little more with this, but if you like how you use client and you do like some of these behaviors, but you don't like it for all your clients or maybe active leads, you are able to just turn it off for one of them instead of you having to turn it off for all of your clients or all of your active leads. That's more actions, and then you'll see it. Turn off behavior alerts. Okay. That was pretty much it, David. I didn't plan on doing behavioral automations, but I think that was a good question to lead to it because
Yeah, that wasn't the plan at all. But
it went hand in hand with the search alerts, though. It plays off each other.
I like it. We needed this.
Brandon, is there a way? So I had uploaded a mass file like a couple years back, and I put them on campaign for like a year or so, and over the year, like they all unsubscribed, like all of them. Is there a way to mass subscribe them all again?
I wish there isn't. My advice, maybe we could ask support. I don't know if they could do that, but we could ask support to do it for you. If they can't do it, then you're just gonna need to probably export them. So you would need to select them, export, delete, and re-import them.
Okay, it will let me re-add a person once they've been deleted once.
Correct. Yeah, make sure you delete them first because it won't let you bring them in again. So
export them first, then delete them.
Yeah, export it so you got them. So confirm that the export went through, and then delete all the people. And you see delete contacts, so just have them all selected. So hit delete. And just to let you know, re-importing, if you export it, you don't need to do anything on the sheet to re-import it. All you would need to do is just go to bulk import.
Right, okay.
Do it yourself and just upload the exact export it gave you.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes. Will it also export like hashtags and all that stuff?
Yeah, it should bring everything because
Okay.
you know what, actually, on that export, it might bring your hashtags without commas. I would look at the hashtag column and see if there's commas between your hashtags. Because if there's not, your hashtags won't come back in correctly. You can email me and just let me know if there's no commas in your hashtag column when you export it.
I'll get it figured out. Thanks for
Yep.
Any other questions for Brandon, guys?
That was good information.
Okay, good. I'm gonna